Hello, welcome to a new series on Distant Worlds 2. We are starting a new campaign, finally, after winning with the Webweaver Imperium. We're gonna go ahead, random seed here, galaxy shape. We're gonna do 700 stars. I'm a little nervous to boost it up. Well, you know what? Why not? What's the worst that could happen, right? All right, let's do sparse nebulas. I'm not a huge fan of the nebulas. They just kind of get in the way of everything. All right, settings, pre-warp. I like starting out as low as possible. Research speed, very slow. Difficulty, extreme. We could do restless. I don't necessarily need to go to chaos, I don't think. Fixed research paths. Only next project visible, just because I'm not sure. I know at the very beginning of the game, when it came out, the research screen was super laggy when you exposed all the text. I don't think that's probably the case anymore, but just to err on the side of caution, I'm not going to do it. Allow tech trading on? No, we're turning that off. And we'll just steal all the techs. Don't need to trade if you're stealing. All right, let's go ahead and click through this. We want very many, very strong pirates that are average proximity, and I kind of feel like respawning. Let's let them just be a giant pain in the butt at the beginning of the game. I think that is going to be great, and then eventually we get strong enough to where we don't have to worry about it. So we'll just do normal space creatures. I don't think we need to go too overboard with that. I don't know if that calculates in the hive, but we'll just go normal. Colony prevalence can be normal. Independent colonies, I want rare. Range limit, let's do 200. Just so that we have to be a little closer in order to colonize. That has burned me a little bit, but I think it's fine. Because once you get later in the game, it's kind of irrelevant. You end up colonizing everywhere. Alright, so we have to pick our new species. So I think this time we're gonna go with the Gizurean. Don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but that's how I'm going to pronounce it unless somebody corrects me. I like the idea of this species. Just reading some of the notes that came out with this new DLC, this expansion that I'm playing, it just sounds like the perfect species for me. Anybody who's watched any of my videos and knows my playstyle, just listen to this very brief list of features of this species and tell me it doesn't just exactly align with how I play the game. So they're excellent at boarding combat and salvaging and retiring captured ships. I do that all the time, especially in the early game. They have hex armor and that in a partially organic armor that's stronger than normal allies. So armor heavy ships, fighter bases available to defend planets at the beginning game. They have larger carriers, which I'm a very carrier heavy player in general, because I think the little ships make all the difference. And then special leaders, increasing the size and resiliency of their armies. So, and, you know, boosted growth rate. So all of those things are just going to be awesome. It's a little unfortunate that's also like a sandy species, because the Dayut that we played before are also kind of along those lines. But, you know, does the planet type really matter? I don't think so. You end up gathering everybody under your umbrella and growing anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So they are slower researchers, which is fine, because I think we're just going to be aggressive with stealing tech again. And as we saw in the last game, that really didn't matter. I was behind tech the entire time and still managed to pull out a win. Lower war weariness, better construction, better troop, better repair rate, maintenance savings for both ships and troops, so our economy will do better as a result of that. More likely to get admirals and generals. These are all very, very good things in general. Special techs, Hive fighter bases, armors, hangars, all good. These are disallowed because we have our own special one, right? So that should be good. Build the most military ships in the galaxy, have the most colonies, spend the most time at war in the galaxy. That's a new one. And then capture the most ships and bases. So we really do have to focus on the capturing of species, rather than just utterly destroying them. Although I'm sure that's fine too. So we will be the Gizurean, oh, it's a cell hegemony. Let's just be the Gizurean hegemony. We'll roll with that. I think this flag is perfectly fine. Let's go ahead and move on to the next thing. Home system can be normal. Starting pre-warp, start location random. I feel like I don't know. I've done 2 campaigns so far. I've always ended up kind of near the outer edge, but not always exactly on the outer edge. So let's see what happens. Do 12 other empires random. I'm not going to specify any particular one. We'll do 70% victory threshold. I think that's fine. We'll leave everything else on. So the portion of it, the racial victory condition, is only a portion of it. You still have territory, population, economy, which is just standard for everything. Race specific and colony events are good. We'll leave those on. Let's go ahead and generate that galaxy and get started. One thing to mention, and you probably see this in the bottom corner, I am playing on the latest beta version. I was getting ready to start the new campaign, and I decided, you know what, I read through the patch notes, and I'm like, you know what, let's go with the latest possible version available, especially because the 1.1.6.8 or 0.9 and then 1.1.7.1 both had some pretty significant changes in the patch notes, and I just thought it would be better to start off with that rather than try to change that later. So I know in the last game some of the patches got a little crazy along the way, so hopefully this time will be a little bit better. I do feel like they are making iterative progress towards improving the game, and that's great. And I certainly wanted to support the developer with that. Got the expansion, and now we're gonna play. All right, let's go ahead and get started. We start paused. We are all the way here on a little planet in the middle of nowhere, and I'm immediately going to zoom back out. Okay, this time it placed me a lot closer to the center of the galaxy. There are little clusters of nebula all around, but in general, there's no huge patch of them anywhere. I do want to pause. I don't want to really start yet. Let's go ahead and look at our first techs and what we can do. I feel early warp field experiments is kind of a no-brainer. We have to be able to jump, not necessarily even out of our solar system. I mean, for sure out of a solar system, but just to get some warp tech up and running is probably pretty important. So looks like we have an unexplored situation over here. Looking at our home planet, we don't know what this gas giant has, but we do have a little bit of a asteroid belt. We have our desert moon planet that is not completely explored. Nearby, we have a forest moon. If we go ahead and load up the colony screen and we look at new colonies, doesn't have anything yet because I haven't explored anything. I would have thought it would have still listed stuff that I can click on and look at, but that's okay. What do we got here? A rocky metallic moon, so that's just going to be for mining. Let's go ahead and look. We are in the middle of constructing a construction ship, which is perfectly fine by me. Let's go ahead and unpause on 1x speed for now, just until we get our bearings with this new campaign. Okay, we got insight into these different techs. 5 years out on this tech, which again makes sense because I scaled the tech so far back. I mean, the last campaign, I think we played for darn near 70 episodes, if not 70, and we still didn't finish the tech tree. We got close, but we never actually finished it. Let's go ahead and check our settings real quick on policies now that I've started a new campaign. I think, want to, yeah, leave funding levels manual. That's kind of my thing. Ship construction, they can suggest but not build. Base construction, suggest and build, but I can cancel if I want to. Repair abandoned ships and bases. I'm going to fully automate that. I'm going to put crash research on manual for now, although I feel like we must have crashed that one. Let's just take a look. Beginning of the game, I like to have a little more manual control on things, but I don't want everything on don't want everything on automatic too early in the game. All right, colonization, suggest, that's fine. I don't mind the tax rates being automatic, especially if we are specifying where we want the happiness to lie. Try to keep that around 10. Did we not see funding levels appear somewhere? No, must not. I don't know why. 'Cause I do like controlling colony growth versus research and how that's divided up. I think colony growth is so much more important at the beginning of the game. All right, we're building a construction ship first, then a small spaceport, and then all this other stuff. I don't think we've built a exploration ship, so we definitely have to get that up and running. Let me hop back to this. I just want to check. I think I'm going to leave ship and base design manual for now, just because I feel like at least in the beginning of the game, I don't want ships to constantly be jumping back and retrofitting all the time. Oh, we do have a little exploration ship scouting around. All right, everything else is automated. That is perfectly fine. Oh, good. High priority exploration, especially in the beginning of the game. I think that's good. We're railguns for now. We'll have to keep an eye on these settings once we get a little deeper in the game. I mean, we're not auto designing right now, but whatever text we end up going down first or stealing first would probably be good. All right, military. I think I just want to make sure that I don't have anything silly with the troops right now, and I do. So let's leave these normal for now. We'll bump it up to high or very high later on once our economy is established. Oh, look at that, a new scientist. We got all sorts of new goodies. All right, I think we're just about clicking through here. I do not want concurrent projects this early in the game. I just want to go manual. I think we'll do manual intelligence missions as well for now. That's all set the way I want it once we eventually go automatic with that. Okay, let's go ahead and speed the game up just a smidge. All right, absolutely, we want to build that. 100% Kazlon early in the game is really, really nice, so I'm excited to be able to do that. Our spaceport is getting there. It's going to take a little while to build, but it'll be good to have it just so that we don't just have the planet to build from. We'll be able to build from the spaceport as well. Okay. We're finding the resources that are natively on the planet. All right, mining ships building up. That's private economy stuff. Looks like our scout is spending its time surveying our actual home planet, which is fine. Sees that as higher priority right now. I just hope that before it tries to fly off without a warp engine, that it will take the time to check out all these rocky asteroids, because we could still get some valuable materials from some of those things. Looks like it's probably heading over to this moon to scan that. That's gonna take a while, but that's fine. Ooh, rivalry. Well, the science this early in the game, I don't even need a general, so that's fine. I don't have any problem with that. We got a new positive trait. This guy's pretty good so far. So if we look at our research, all right, ultra genius. Research output of your entire empire by plus 20%. That's awesome. That is a great start. So we just get a flat research of plus 20%. which unfortunately doesn't look like it's actually calculating, or at least it's not calculating it's not 20% base apparently, because it looks like it's only adding 2% right here. But I'll take it. Any improvement is better than what we had. A little surprised none of these ships are building over here. I would like to build a couple exploration ships just to get them going. We are gonna have to retrofit them once we figure out this early warp field experiments, but we are a little negative on cash flow. I hope I don't make the same mistake I made in the last series and go a little too aggressively negative on the cash flow for way too long, but we'll have to see. You got to spend money to make money. Industrial research is happening. My guess is this is going to get destroyed like 1,000 times by pirates, but while I'm able to, I might as well try to make a little progress. Speaking of which, we should probably go ahead and look at what our next techs are going to be. Feel like we know what's coming with the pirate ships, so we should probably invest a little bit more in beefing up our base ship tech. I can't build that, but I can build this. So our hive starfighters are better, and these are all super expensive, but that makes sense because we increased the we slowed down the tech speed significantly. I think we got to go armor plating just to try to maximize that. All right, these exploration ships are starting automated, which is perfectly fine, although I am a little worried. Yeah, I thought they might do that. All right, we're gonna manually control these guys for a little bit. So the problem is I don't want them spending 9,000 years flying all over the place to get over here, and by the time they get there, I'll have developed warp fields, and they would have been able to jump there almost immediately. So I'm just going to manually control them until we can retrofit them and get jump drives, and then we should be okay after that. Population is growing, 3.7%. Our max pop on this planet is, take a look. Max pop is, no, we got a little room to grow. 62.99 million. We're at 45.54. Okay, so these are some resources we are going to need up front. So let's go ahead and look at the mining stations. I don't know if this percentage is what I want to spend my money on, because these, I mean, early game, this is, pretty expensive. So let's see if we get something that has a little better ratio on it. Hyperspace tech discovered. Awesome. So what we are going to do, the first thing we're going to do is retrofit all of our ships. Must have a hyperdrive. Can you not add a hyperdrive? Oh, because the hull size? Well, that's fine. We'll just take missiles off for now. You're an ore prospector. It's not that big of a deal. I know the hyperdrive speed is not gonna be super great, but I feel like we gotta try, right? All right, so fuel cells are good for you, but we got to get a hyperdrive on there. You need both these crew systems. Apparently you do. Not much I can do about that. I guess we'll leave missiles on you. You know what? Let's just save some costs. The scout's not going to do anything anyway. There's really no point in trying to put missiles on a scout. They're just going to run away. All right, let's upgrade this freighter. This could be the last one that we do a skip drive on. Now, they're in pretty good shape. Okay, so now what we need to do is go into our ships. All ships. Oh, these are just military. Exploration. We're going to put you on fully automate again, but we're going to want you to go retrofit because you need to be able to jump. All right, and 3 exploration ships for the very, very start of the game is fine. I'll probably build more, but I just want to be able to get something up and running pretty much right away. We definitely need to be able to build relatively quickly. We need to be able to build something that's going to mine. Like right now, this ore prospector is just harvesting the gases right from the gas giant, but I need something that's going to tap into these asteroids. Once we find one that's worthy of building something on. 20%, I don't feel like it's good enough. I'd rather get something a little little juicier. All right, we got our first retrofit going on. Our first ship with jump drive is about to jump. We're already at that point in the game where we are getting our first hyper jump. There we go. Look at that. So much faster getting to the other planet. This is far and wide. This is my favorite part of the game. Is this initial, like, starting out super tiny, you know, scrapping for stuff in, like, right around your home planet, and just slowly branching out into your solar system, and then eventually scaling up to move on to the next closest stars, and then going full galaxy. But it's almost reminds me a little bit of Spore. Back in the day, of where you start out as like an amoeba or, you know, some other low-level biological creature, and slowly work your way up to a species, a spacefaring species. Mining station constructed. That makes sense. I don't want to build this. I'm going to decline that one. The only reason they want to build this is because they haven't found anything better yet. And the only kind of downside is, I think in one of the patches relatively recently, they changed the prioritization of exploration ships, and they don't spend a bunch of time like trying to discover the very first asteroids, or like, you know, they're not spending 10 years just circling your initial planet, scanning every single asteroid, which, you know, makes sense. But at the same time, when you want that metal right away, right from your home planet, kind of a little bit inconvenient. But let's go ahead, and this guy's retrofitting. I say we set his tactics and see, can we not set, like, oh, I guess he's not in a fleet, right? So we can't say, oh, you're in a fleet, go do this. I was gonna try to limit him to only stick around our home planet, but doesn't look like I can do that. I could, and maybe I will. The other two are flying around over here. Maybe I'll manually control him just to scan these bigger asteroids, because I'm guessing, just a speculation, but maybe they'll have a little more stuff for me. Nobody's jumping anywhere. We are getting some more resources available, though. Slowly but surely, we're getting that Kazlan up and running. Did we not build a mining? We did build a mining station, didn't we? Yes, we did. This mining station is definitely filling up on all the goodness. I don't want that. I'll tell you what, though. I will build another couple escort or not escort ships, exploration ships, and another construction ship. I think that would be good. Well, I guess we'll babysit this just for a little bit, see if we can discover anything worthwhile. All right, these new exploration ships should take off on their own and fly wherever they need to fly and keep exploring. It will definitely trigger pirates. That is definitely going to be a thing that happens. So maybe that percentage wasn't as bad as I thought. We're going to need all of this type of material, so I guess I'll go ahead and build that just to get some materials up and running. All right, we got a bunch of exploration ships flying around right now. Wow, these are really low percentage. I thought for sure they'd have a little more. We do have a construction ship. I think we definitely have another one in the works if it's not built already. No, we do have two. Okay. So they're probably loading up on resources or trying to. So where is this guy? Oh, that's the moon. That's not even the asteroid. I guess that makes sense. All right, well, I'm going to put this guy on automatic because I'm tired of babysitting. And it looks like, even though it's not directly in our system, it's somewhere else in the solar system. We did find in this asteroid belt area, there is a pretty high percentage, some of the stuff that has Mebnar and steel. So we'll have to consider that. Oh, do we devour it? Interesting. Something about them suggests they might be delicious. Let's study them. I think that makes sense. They had intelligence. They did not seem to like it when we ate them. That's pretty funny. Looks like we have a research station that spawned here. That's the Teekan. Okay. Well, that's interesting. So we get some weapons research, which is nice. And we're still doing some exploring. Very early game, but right in our home system, we have another planet that is plus 35 for our species. So that's pretty good. Take a look at what our construction ships are doing or not doing. All right, we got one boy over there building a mining station. We probably want to queue up these and this and this. But the problem is we're going to need more resources like this to be able to actually do that. So let's queue up another couple here. I think those are the highest percentage that we have so far. But we're going to need all the metal to build all these ships. So we probably need to prioritize that a little bit more than we're currently doing. Take a look at our economy. So far, there is no money left over, but there is some private economy cash. So, and that's who builds all the stations and the trade ships and freighters and all that stuff. So they got money available. I think we should go ahead and spend it. We get a percentage of that money, so I think it just makes sense to try to tap that out as much as possible. Plus 20 construction research, huh? Hey, bud, that's pretty good. It's a lot of bonuses. Help offset our poor research. So the one thing I didn't really look at, and I probably should, is if we look at our empire and we look at our government type. So 30 years, direct appointment, disruptive leader change, and then we pick a new character to appoint. I'll have to see if we ever reach a stage where we get a different development or different government type to choose from. Okay, so we got armor plating, which is good. This is our first set of interlaced armor. 33.5 years to research. No, thank you. Hard pass on that. I think base construction might be a good idea. We could start going down that path. I'm sure pirates will be here soon enough, and we'll have to start figuring out how we're going to handle that. I do need to look at the assault pod tech and figure out how I want to plan for trying to take over pirate ships and then break down their ships for tech. Because that's kind of our species. We're like interstellar scavengers. I like it. All right, we're finally coming out here with our construction ship to actually build a mining base here, right? So far, we've just been mining the resources with our ore prospectors, but now we'll actually build a station which will do the mining for us, and then it's just a matter of using a freighter to haul it back and forth. Way more efficient. If we look at our planetary resources, we see we're starting to stockpile that Caslon a little more consistently. Well, for now, I'm just cruising on the 4x speed. There's no real reason to... there's not much else to do right now. We're just waiting on our exploration ships to continue exploring. We have 6 of these bad boys up and running, flopping around the solar system, scanning everything they can scan and find. Sooner than later, we're probably going to have to colonize this planet. We don't have any tech that allows us to colonize yet, but at some point in the future, we will have to do that. For now, it looks like these guys must be near asteroids because it was only taking like less than 10 seconds to scan. Man, the ship's energy does not like when we're jumping. It uses up all the energy on the ship. All right, so now we're going to spend some time scanning all this stuff. Scan the giant one in the middle. Like, that seems like the smartest one to scan, right? Here, I'm going to make you scan it. Oh, that's garbage. Deceiving. Just a bunch of rocks. Well, let's let them do their thing. I guess to an extent, it's good to be confined. We can't reach any other star at this point. Once we discover more fuel tech, we will be able to, though. Looks like we're going to mine some stuff over here. That does make me think. Mining station 12 is not really good. I don't think we need to do that. This has 150. And it's already flagged and on 153. So why are we not building those? Listen, it's already flagged to build. We just gotta get a construction ship over there. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna build another one. I feel like our construction ships are not actually, like, this one exists and isn't really doing anything. I'm guessing it does not have enough resources available on this planet to gather up to go build one of those bases over there. Would be my guess. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's what I think. Right? Otherwise, why is it not just going to build it right now? Go build, please. Thanks. See, the thing is, I don't want to tell them not, or tell them to build somewhere else for that resource, because by the time we build this, we're going to be in positive production and we're not going to need more of it. So it doesn't make sense to do that. So silly game, just being so silly. All right, you are automated, but I feel like, I don't know, maybe I need to, let's cancel whatever you're doing. Can we make you build over here? All right, one of these guys had a bunch of stuff on it. This guy, what the heck? All right, you're doing nothing. Go build here. So I'm a little confused as to why it says, like right here, it says 5% and 6, but then over here, it says 153% and 151%. Are these just not reporting correctly? All right, well, it's loading up the stuff it needs to go do that, so let's let it do its thing. Cuprica, do we have enough of that material? What the heck? 49%. Why not? I mean, the scientist has to win, right? We don't even have anybody to spy against right now. I mean, it kind of sucks that, you know, eventually we will, and it'd be good to have that spy at that point, but for now. So that should have given my scientist another bonus, right? Well, there we go. Ultra Genius and Patriot. Not even bothering to build military ships yet. It's way too early game. No point. They would just get completely destroyed by pirates once we discover them. Wow, the exploration ships are out of stuff to do. Does he not have a... Oh my goodness. Is that the problem? Did we not build a ship design for the construction ship? We did not, because I thought it was a base. Yikes. Okay. Well, that explains a lot. Go ahead, set up that skip drive. I think we're going to have to lose a fuel. That's fine. All right, now let's go retrofit this guy. All right, this is local and close, so that's fine. That at least makes me feel a little bit better that it was just probably that was too far away and they didn't want to try to fly out there. The only downside is that does kind of set us back a little bit. All right, let's check out the next research project. I think what we wanted to look at was whatever we need for boarding. Still feel like that's so far away. Fuel cells would be nice. That would help us get further. We can continue our exploration then. So I feel like we should start that. Research labs could be good just to keep the tech flowing. We're in a little bit of isolation right now, so that's good. All right, everybody's coming back to retrofit. After we get this storage system up and running, I'm going to retrofit our exploration ships for sure. Just because I think that extra, hey, look at that, critical breakthrough. That's perfect. That halves the amount of time it's going to take to get that tech. And then we should be able to reach outside of our solar system, which would be pretty awesome. And we got a new spy. So didn't matter that we, you know, had the other one killed off, I guess. What are you doing? Just waiting your turn? I guess we'll have to retrofit the spaceport to have more docks. All right, did we not finish retrofitting? We did. Okay, he's leaving the construction yard now. So now we need to get back over here. Yeah, we were heading over here, right? Did we already flag one for construction? All right, we'll go ahead and build that. Oh yeah, now they're going to build, which is going to be good because that's going to scale up our economy quite a bit. All right, I think I'm going to go ahead and put the cut in here for today. I think we had a successful first episode here. We're in the positive on cash flow. We have new storage systems up and running. We've got our solar system completely explored. We are building and expanding out within our solar system. And then shortly we'll be expanding outside of it and starting to really start scaling up. So, and we have a planet in our system that's plus 35 with a bunch of other tech. So all really good things. I think we're off to a great start. So thanks for watching. If you liked the video, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel to see more content in the future. We'll catch you in the next episode. Thanks for watching.